Guys, today, have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to be picked, you wanted to be chosen, you wanted to be selected about something? I know we got some people in here nodding y'all head. I see almost everybody here doing this here. You wanted that job, you wanted that relationship, you wanted that house, you wanted whatever it was you wanted, and you aligned yourself as best you could to be chosen, only to find out that they gave that to somebody else. And what I didn't know is that it wasn't so much that God didn't want to bless you. It was that he had much better for you down the line. Y'all got to get that. Because if I had gotten what I asked for, I would have been praising God for giving me good. Right? I'm going to say that part again before I move on. If I had gotten what I asked for, I would have been praising God for giving me good. When in reality, his plans for me were actually great. So if we don't learn how to rest on the fact that God will never withhold his best from us, we'll always be motivated to overcome inadequacy in areas we're not even called to, instead of thriving where the Lord wants us to be. So we'll spend so much time trying to become adequate in areas where God doesn't even want us to be, that we're missing and we're losing focus on the fact that God already has something predestined for me to thrive in. I should be focusing on that instead of pouting on the fact that I'm not good enough here. And some people spend years and years and years trying to become better at something that God never called them to do, and then they miss out on their calling altogether. Attitude. And I want to tell somebody before I transition about, there's something about your attitude, amen, that God can bless you if your attitude is right. If you don't get selected, you start pouting and acting a fool, and you forget that you're still a child of God because you didn't get what you wanted, then God can't bless you into the leadership role that he actually has set aside for you. You can't have no pouting leaders and saying I'm a child of God. Come on, somebody. So you got to get there. We got to have the right attitude, even if we don't get selected, because we have to realize that not being selected does not mean that you're rejected. Now, let me tell you what God had in store for Barsabbas. Barsabbas wanted to walk with the 12, with the other disciples. He wanted to be with them. He didn't get selected. God says, I have something greater for you. So as he did not get selected, he moved on, not realizing that God wanted him to be the bishop over the city of Free. It's 13,900 acres of land in which the city was built only on 69 acres of it. The rest of it was farmland or income producing land. Y'all hearing what I'm saying here? So he wanted to walk with the 11, but God is saying, no, I'm giving you greater. I'm giving you more land. I'm giving you more territory. I'm giving you more influence. I'm giving you a position where you can thrive in, because your gifting is in leadership. So it's 13,900 acres of land that God gave him to be the bishop over. Only 69 acres of it was built up as a city. So that other 13,831 acres was farmland to produce for income. Are y'all getting me on this? That's a lot of land that could produce income. My God. It was known as the administrative hub of the region, which means all business flowed to and from this place. There are 7 routes from other places that led directly to this city. Are y'all hearing me on this? 7 streams of income that came directly to Barsabbas. He didn't have to go anywhere. All he had to do was just be the presiding bishop. So he was appointed to be the bishop over this entire thriving land. God prospered him and gave him nearly 14,000 acres of land to rule over and govern. How many of y'all know if God can trust you with a city, I'm going to give you a city. A city with hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people. I'm going to entrust you to make the right decisions over it, because you've made yourself known as a man or a woman of distinct integrity. And I know that I can trust you with much. See, you were faithful over a few things. Now I can make you ruler over many. And sometimes we got to realize that giving you what you want can stifle who you are. Sometimes giving you what you want can stifle who you really are. I can only imagine how I'll say Bishop now, Barsabbas, how he would have been stifled in his calling because he would have been walking with the disciples instead of being the bishop over the city of Free. Because he was built for greater. And sometimes when you're built for greater and you settle for good, it's uncomfortable. Wants you because you're good enough right now.
Yes.
Y'all missed that.
Yes.
That's right. I think 2 of y'all got that. You're good enough right now. Because he's already equipped you to prosper where he wants you to be. So here you are trying to make yourself better in another place. And God is saying, I've already equipped you to prosper right here, right now. So you're good enough today to be prosperous.
Yes.